Okay, Gordon, tell me a bit about the history of MKB Law.
So we opened our doors 20 years ago this year. In fact, we're going to have a party later on in the year, which you're more than welcome to come to. And our practice started off as being largely a commercial property practice. Since then, it has moved into much more corporate work and work for people who own businesses and their families generally. We started off with 3 of us in about a quarter of a floor of this building, and we now have a team of just about 40, and we take 2 floors of the building.
What are MKB Law's key areas of speciality?
Well, I suppose that's it. We're a law firm for businesses. Our growth and our trajectory has been very much looking after the family-owned businesses, owner-managers, their families, the senior executives, senior civil servants. We've professional clients. We attract clients from medical services, but that's it. That's our core business. So if you wanted to come to talk to us about succession planning for the next generation, we have a team of people who can help you with that. If you were selling your business or you're acquiring to expand, that's our bread and butter. We have guys looking after employment law. We've a strong family law department, and again, it's very much targeted at the requirements of those people.
What are the challenges facing your business clients and your other clients, and how can MKB help?
So the current climate is interesting. We've obviously come out of COVID. The war in the Ukraine is having an impact on clients in production sectors. And the Liz Truss effect sent shockwaves throughout virtually every sector in Northern Ireland. Most of our clients have come through COVID very well. We have a very strong performance in the hospitality sector. I suspect we act for more of the top hospitality providers in Northern Ireland than anybody else does. And it's been great to see how they have bounced back post-COVID. We're also very strong in housing development. That's going to be interesting moving forward. There are certainly shockwaves in parts of the world where housing is suffering some difficulties. I was speaking to an insolvency practitioner I worked closely with who does work in the States, and he was telling me that housing in the States is suffering badly. We expect that won't be the case in Northern Ireland, largely because houses are much more affordable here than they are in many other parts of the world and many other parts of the UK. But that's an interesting sector to watch. And one of the areas where, in a sense, I hope we won't be able to help clients is that we have a good insolvency department. David McAlinden, who previously had his own practice specialising in that area, joined us a few years ago. And David is very good in helping business owners through the trauma of insolvency and seeing what can be done to restructure and come out the far side.
You talk about SMEs, small businesses. How important is good legal advice for business owners and managers?
Well, I'm naturally going to say it's absolutely essential. I'm not going to say anything else, but that is true. The areas where we often see problems are where you have a couple of guys set up a business, the business goes along well, it's successful for a period of time, and then for whatever reasons they fall out. It can be because of disparity in ages, it can be for family reasons, it can be that they just don't like the look of each other anymore. But if they haven't got proper articles of association, shareholders agreement, that dispute can be destructive to the business. So the best time to get legal advice is at the start of doing something. If you're coming to get legal advice when there's a problem, it's really difficult. But if you can get in at the beginning and you can make sure you get your structures right, you can consider, along with your tax advisors, what the correct tax structure for doing a piece of work is. You can make sure that you get the ownership right. If you're engaging employees or you're engaging consultants, you can document all of that carefully. I often say that much of what we do is about allocating risk, and it's making sure that risk is allocated in the right places. And often when clients come to us, they don't really understand where risk should lie, and that's what we're trying to help them with.
Can we talk about the team here at MKB Law? How has that changed and developed over recent years?
So that has grown very substantially in my own department, which is corporate law. I now have Lindsay Henderson has come through as an associate director, and Lindsay's she's doing much of the heavy lifting on cases. We have a very strong commercial property team led by my partner Maria Conway. Our family law team with Anne-Marie Kelly at the helm is one of the strongest, I would say, in Northern Ireland. As I say, David has his insolvency team, and then we have seen a significant growth in commercial litigation. So our teams work on the basis of being very solicitor-led. So if you come to us for services, it will be driven by a solicitor with access to partners who can give the specialist advice as and when it's needed. Something that's really important to us is training our team. So we invest a lot in providing additional training and upskilling the team in specialist areas. We invest heavily in resource, and we invest heavily in providing that intellectual property, which we believe gives clients the best results.
Like anything else, this is a competitive market. So what sets MKB Law apart?
I think I touched on it with the training. If you come here, you will be dealing with somebody who knows what they're doing. I think being focused on what it is that we do and understanding who our clients are. So we don't want to be all things to all people. We want to be very clearly focused on providing the services that our clients need. We know what we're good at, and we're not going to stray into doing the things that we're not good at.